Hey everyone! This video comes out a month after its release, and we're following up on the situation with DeepSeek. What exactly is their competitiveness like? That's the key question. According to reports, DeepSeek is considering accepting external financing, including from Alibaba China Investment Limited. The National Social Security Fund has also expressed interest in investing in them right now. DeepSeek is a state-owned enterprise which is mainly funded by state funds, and the company wants to accept investment from non-state funds. Due to the market, the demand for DeepSeek AI models has soared. DeepSeek simply cannot cope with its servers all day long. The computing power of the chips is not enough, and more AI chips and servers are needed to process it. The rapid growth of usage requires a lot of money to be invested. Even if you will find that it scares me at the beginning, let me talk about my stance on DeepSeek first. Even if I am a long time, I will look at everything again and again. Battery Russell said that 1,000 years later, if you want to talk to people about wisdom, what is it? Well, look at the evidence. Look at the evidence. We have to try to avoid our biases. Look at the evidence. Let me tell you what I think about Deep. The comments made by Seat are, first of all, I don't believe it. This one using 2,600 chips is misleading. This is not possible. Secondly, he did not do one when using the chip. There are shortcuts. One system is called MLA, and the other is called MOE. When these two systems are used effectively, they can indeed enhance efficiency. And I'm sure of that. But this improvement in efficiency is only effective under certain conditions. You know what I mean. Third, he used this distillation method to come to ChatGPT 4, which is where ChatGPT is, and it is within the filtered knowledge of the flow so that it is easy to be frightened. This is my very objective way of saying it, but I can tell you my way of saying it again. I don't think so. But this system definitely has strong backing from the government. It's not just about the money. Later calculations showed that they have at least several thousand chips. So, and now he continues to receive strong support from the country. In China, they could very well become a leader, but they can't do the same abroad. Why? Because in China, regardless of how many chips are smuggled or sold, their current position allows them to prioritize their own usage. So, their chip supply can increase to a certain extent, but abroad they are stuck with chip supply issues. Can they still supply? The new chips that are much more powerful, like the Blackwell ones. Many people's computing power is constantly improving, and their algorithms are definitely absorbing what you have. The algorithm is in place. So they will definitely continue to pull ahead of you. Hey, I've tested both sides recently, and I'll share my conclusion with everyone. Thank you. DeepSeek has not received foreign funding before to avoid pressure from investors to commercialize it. But now, this is being showcased as a demonstration of national strength, so they brought it out using their parent company's insurance fund. Is the Quantitative Capital Management Company backed by the National Investment Fund? Isn't it about establishing a business that can generate income and ultimately profit from research? I mean, isn't it time to stop competing with big models? You can't compete with big models anymore. We should look at Grok-3. The competition has shifted to applications. And you don't need as many chips for that. I want to clarify. Am I blindly opposing things? In mainland China, you see, Pinduoduo, this one is A, and the other is Tiketok. These are all coming out. In fact, their algorithm, as the Chinese say, is ridiculous. They are using a lot of manpower to develop their algorithms, which means that the people behind it are from China, and it's not something that can be easily compared to foreign efforts. It's said that the founder, Liang Wenfeng, remains cautious about raising external funds to balance the speed of development with the company's autonomy. This means he definitely has a large team behind him. Now, Liang Wenfeng has become somewhat of a hero. Let me give you an example. Back in the 1940s, the Soviet Union had coal miners who could dig an incredible amount of coal, constantly breaking records. The enthusiasm of these workers was so high that it shattered the norms of capitalist society for this productivity. They have to prove that the productivity of socialist society is high. Actually, it's a bit of a problem. In fact, when a person shovels something back, he needs about 10 people to follow him. That is, to crush some coal and dry it with him. You know that. So he can carry it all the way down, and the next few people will help him pack the frame of the truck. That is, prepare a lot of things. What people do is that one person does multiple processes because so many people are invited to do economical work, that is, this kind of thing. One becomes a standard, a representative figure. They are using all their strength, like producing 100,000 pounds of coal, to help achieve some impressive surface-level data. DeepSeek is currently facing issues with unstable servers and frequent cyber attacks, which all cost a lot of money. According to Bloomberg's Billionaire Index, the market value of DeepSeek has skyrocketed from $1 billion to $150 billion USD. Isn't that funny? The median market value is $30 billion USD. Boston Risk Estimation Company. Even with conservative estimates, it must be worth several $billion. So, can you give me a valuation for it? That is the value of DeepSeek. That is, it has always been the leader in China, and we are the leader in China. Others are not as good as it. So it gets priority in chip supply. I think it is worth 20 to 30 billion US dollars. Scary. If we use the median of 30 billion, then Liang Wenfeng, who owns 84% of the shares, already has 20 billion US dollars. 200 billion. Is a net worth of 200 billion richer than Li Ka-shing? Yes, it is already richer than Li Ka-shing, currently among the top AI companies globally. OpenAI is estimated to be worth 300 billion USD, while another company, Anthropic, is valued at 6 billion. The largest recent entry in Europe is Mistral, which I've seen, and their large language model is quite impressive. The only major AI business developing in Europe, is estimated to be worth 6 billion USD. There's a company in China called Jipu AI, and surprisingly, they raised 3 billion USD in funding last year. So, everyone, take a look. If we consider OpenAI to be worth 300 billion, then it's around 11 billion, which means it's between 10 billion and 150 billion. Actually, the second largest is Anthropic, along with Missile and this one. See, pool AI means that there is no such number, including there is no way. Including Gemini does not know how much it costs, because it is linked to Google's. And how much is the AMA worth? And matter how much is the set worth, the world's heroes are like this. Some analyses suggest it's worth 1.5 billion, meaning he has 126 billion. A lot of money for yellow people to share. Absurd. The founder of the blockchain startup Presel Network believes that Chinese tech companies might invest at extremely high valuations. For it, Alibaba, Baidu. They think that if they can patent the use of DeepSeek, it will be very beneficial to them. So, they have money. So they can buy it with a higher stock value. right now, their capital operations are like a black box, with very little data on revenue and profits. However, it's estimated to be worth at least several $billions. So let's see how much each stock is worth. And who is estimating what? This Glasswing venture stock is valued at $1 billion USD based on what people have said before. Is it really worth between 20 billion and 100 billion in 1 quarter compared to Maestro? Missile, which is valued at 6 billion, what is the value of this stock? It's worth between 5 billion and 7 billion. And right now, it has a very high level of recognition in the Western market. It's worth more than others. Is at 6.2 billion. One is from Google DeepMind, right? It should be worth something, Missile. 2.5 billion to 3 billion. This ratio should be, it is 25 billion to 30 billion. It is between. Missionary and Anthropic, this ratio is scary. Anthropic's cow, 3.5, is the most impressive one. This is Sweet 3. The top app in the mobile store is worth at least half of what OpenAI is valued at, according to their theory. Let's take a look. Is there a 45-day discount period for DipV3's API service? It started on February 9th. When you look at the prices and fees, you will know that they are actually inputting the token and waiting for the cash for every 1 million tokens. 1 cent is collected, and when the formation misses, it is 1 cent for every 1 million tokens. The output is now adjusted to $2 for every million tokens, and after the adjustment, it has risen to $8, which is a 300% increase. This perfectly reflects what I said about their costs not being that low. It is not 10 times that of ordinary people. 1 liter has increased to 300%. Although China is willing to add money to the new price, the token fee input is only 2 cents per million. Was it the same before? I used to do it before. For every million tokens, when there's a cash hit, it's 1 cent. And when there's a miss, it's $1. They've completely revamped this now. The promotional experience is a marketing strategy aimed at successfully attracting a large number of users to try and use the DeepV3 API service. What attracts people to use V3 is that V3 is a chat box. In fact, it is just a purpose. It is not that big. VV3 is just R1. It is easy to use. So if you make an API, there will be an interface to use it, so you can do your own calculations. In mainland China, there are a lot of miraculous claims coming out, like saying this is using DeepSeek, and it instantly makes everything clearer. In Shenzhen's Futian district, 70 AI digital services have already been launched, with employees responsible for handling citizen services and emergency management, all using AI agents. The civic format modification for the Futian district government system, the accuracy rate is 90%, and the review time has been reduced by 90%. The error rate is controlled to be within 5%, meaning that after using it, you just need to have people make corrections. Because its accuracy rate is 95%, the time you need to spend on corrections is very little. So the overall time has been reduced by 90%. Guangzhou, the Government Services and Data Management Bureau have officially set up the 2 major models, DipV3 and another one. Nanjing, Suzhou, Zhengzhou, Foshan, Jiangzhou, Guangzhou, Lin. Kilin. In Guangxi's Leibin City, the leadership is required to learn about DeepSeek. Everyone is sitting there learning how to use AI to solve decision-making analysis problems, which are actually quite simple. Is it okay if one of you gives more money and the other of you bribes better? Nearly a week, already 200 companies have announced access including basic telecommunications, cloud computing chip financial services companies. Everyone must be enjoying the excitement on the mainland. Tencent, it announced on the 26th. The official Huawei restoration means that Lyft will be integrated with Tencent WeChat. And, in fact, many products are exploring integration, like Tencent Cloud, AI Code, which can generate code. Several brokerage firms, banks, and public funds have already integrated with DeepSeek's large model, and many cloud platforms, including Huawei, Alibaba, and Tencent, have announced their integration with DeepSeek. Everyone must be using the interest rate drop. Right. Another piece of news. In 2018, Musk's XAI officially released Grok-3, claiming to be better in mathematics, science, and programming than others. I saw Elon Musk come out and say, he's so smart that you wouldn't believe it. So how did he do it? Initially, Grok-3 used 100,000 GPUs. Later on, they used 200,000 CDPUs. Huang Renfen also said that only Elon Musk could respond that quickly. I can't keep doing it. The training volume of 200,000 TVUs has improved by 10 times compared to the previous generation's crop. The price adjustment was completed on the 214th day, which is just 7 months. After the release of the X platform on coffee, they raised the premium price to a monthly fee of $50. I really want to try the annual fee of $350. It's 3 times the price from 2 years ago. It's like Donald Trump, this Elon Musk, always trying to make things cheaper. And he loves to negotiate prices. He doesn't want to sell things at a high price. He raises the price only when there's a need to. The former OpenAI scientist, right? The inference operation ability of Grok-3 is evaluated to be almost the same as that of 01 Pro, which is ahead of R1. Grok-3's words are really what they are, and Elon Musk's words are so smart that you don't believe it. In fact, 01 Pro and 01 Pro are already very sharp because 01 is stable and 03 is stable. 01's performance is much better than 03 for a long time until 03 implements some blacks and more advanced in-game input. The reasoning in the thinking chain has reached 93% accuracy. In mathematical problems, 7 times. All right, let's take a look at the benchmarks comparing this person to those people. So each one is different. So you don't need to worry. This one is blue, and this one is Grok-3. This is indeed science. Wow. Program. The second one is Coffee Mini. The third is Germanin. And the fourth is this one. This is a DeepSeek. In this fourth one is a disk. You know. Grok-3 has topped the Trackbo arena with a score of 114,000, dropping down to 1,400 points. It's the first one to achieve this. At the launch event, the XAI team mentioned that there are 200,000 GPUs behind it. The 400 million GPU hours are actually calculated. So those people are asking a lot about this. Elon Musk said that it is impossible to make a model out of just 2,000 pieces because he is so familiar with it. Right now, it doesn't have Grok-3 yet, and it lacks voice functionality, which is quite disappointing. I mean, we are currently using voice functionality, and it's working really well. With ChatGPT, which is planning to open up enterprise-level API connections in the short term. This is about the fees for the API from last year. It's still in beta. We're continuously updating and improving it every day. And we also plan to open an AI game room in the new field of beauty. Now, let's take a look at what the download numbers actually look like after 45 days, right? This is the data from January, so you had a period of hype, right? Especially when it exploded like this. A lot of people must have gone to DeepSeek. This is the download numbers for apps worldwide, checking the performance. 4052, dropped to 17.56. Then Gemini 9.6. 8.8, which is a beanbag. And then DeepSeek, Korea, and Taiwan. 7.76. You can see it. And that's it. Is this for real? ChatGPT is still leading by a long shot. Now, let me mention that today's daily ranking has changed and ChatGPT is in first place. The second PDF reader, this one has nothing to do with AI, right? Gemini has surpassed DeepSeek. Here, DeepSeek and Gemini are competing. DeepSeek will not succeed in mainland China. It will fall behind overseas, lacking advanced chips. This grossing chat DVD tops Google. And the second one is there's no image. Yes, the others are AI checkboxes. So this is DeepSeek, widely used domestically, but it has no future overseas. It's that simple. There's no image, right? The others are obviously AI checkboxes, right? All right. So this DeepSeek will be widely used domestically, but it has no future overseas because you can't buy new chips. It's that simple.